you.
Yeah.
Yes.
As long as it's not minutes.
Okay, we are back with another episode of Ask Steve About Real Estate. I am joined by Vera Cavalli.
And Stephen Paternak, just as always. Welcome back, everyone.
Yes, welcome back. I'm going to fix my microphone, Vera, while you tell people where we've been.
We've been working. We've been staging properties. We've been carrying furniture from one place to another. We've been in touch with our developers and helping our clients just as always.
Busy, busy, busy.
All the time.
Spring market's very busy, right?
Yes, and since we are in the spring market, I actually do have a question for you today. What exactly is happening in the spring market with the buyers that consistently keep being outbidded?
Yeah, I mean, this is a very interesting question, right? Like, what do you do if you're a buyer and you keep getting outbid?
Exactly. How do you encourage them? What solution would you suggest to someone who is being in this roller coaster already for so many times?
I think that the most important thing is setting expectations early, right?
Mhm.
So when I'm talking to buyers, I explain to them that you're probably going to be putting in, multiple offers. You might
Mhm.
get some accepted. You might get some not accepted.
Okay.
Be prepared for the roller coaster is basically what I'm telling them to do. Like, make sure that they know that this is normal in this market. We still have a very, very extreme housing shortage, especially here in this market. Now, I don't like to speak on national stats per se.
You're referring strictly to the Bronx or
I'm
Westchester
referring to
County?
the Bronx and Westchester County. Yeah, exactly. There's so many buyers and very little homes. What that's causing is multiple buyers for similar homes. So when you have one house and 10 different buyers, that's going to drive the price up, and it's going to usually force the buyers to accept terms that they might not normally accept. Now, the good news is that more houses are coming to market.
Do you feel that in the last few months, couple months, a recent month?
I think that that's really something that we've seen over the past 6 to 12 months.
Okay.
Right? Like, there's more sellers that are coming off the fence and putting their homes on the market. There's a lot of downsizing. There's a lot of upsizing, right? People who are in smaller homes that need larger homes, or vice versa. They're going from large homes. Their kids are moving out. They're going to college, whatever the case may be. They don't want the maintenance, and they're going into smaller homes. They're downsizing. So to answer your question, I think the most important thing is just having the right frame of mind and being prepared for a roller coaster ride. If a buyer thinks that they're going to get their first offer accepted and they don't, they're going to be very disappointed. But if you tell them, hey, we're probably going to put 5 to 10 offers in, and then when you start going through the process and they have that expectation from the jump, they're not going to feel so attached to each home.
Yeah. So setting the expectation, it's a very important phase to prepare your buyer before even going out there on the market and showing them properties. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, everything is mindset, and everything is just, how you perceive what is going on. Is it normal? Is it not normal? And I'm here to say that it is very normal.
Especially in the spring market where more buyer out there are willing to come on the market because, they want to make the move prior to fall before the kids are going back to school, and they want to be all set, ready to go, which it makes sense. Now, another question that I would say that I do also have for you, how would you set the stage for them to be ready for that phase? Besides the fact that you're going to tell them, let's say, you're going to see 10 to, let's say you're going to put 5 to 10 offers. What other additional information would you tell them for them to make sure that, hey, maybe you have a route with the lender that you could go above and beyond. Maybe they change it for an FHA to a conventional. Maybe they change it to not have that seller concession that is addition to their tied into the loan. What other additional information that you could bring to the table to a buyer that's ready to go and ready to roll in and willing to stay consistent to find a house?
So what you're asking me, I just want to make sure I understand, is how to make the offers more attractive.
In other words.
Okay. So there's a lot of different things you could do. Now, it really depends on if you're talking to a first-time buyer or somebody who has done this before.
Mhm.
But let's start with some basics. Make sure you have all of your funding lined up, right? Like, just because you got a pre-approval from a bank Make sure you ask them about closing costs. Make sure that you
Right.
have all of the monies that you're going to need to be able to close. It's not just putting up your deposit. So make sure that you're ready with all of your funding. Make sure you don't make any large purchases that would ruin your transaction as you start going through. Don't go lease a car. Don't do anything that's going to affect your credit scores. Like that's basic stuff that some people might not necessarily know. So that's keeping them prepared.
Right.
The second aspect is when you start putting offers in, there's certain contingencies that we usually put into offers. The first contingency is going to be what's called a inspection contingency. The inspection, well, let's just go through the main ones. Inspection contingency, mortgage contingency, appraisal contingency. Those three, right?
Now, and clear title, do you include that?
Clear title is not necessarily a contingency. The seller has to make sure that they deliver a clear title. So we're not going to cover clear title right now. We're going to just go over the three main ones: inspection, mortgage, appraisal, right? So inspection contingency, basically what the buyer has the opportunity to do is to say, hey, I want to waive my inspection contingency. And what that means is that they're giving up their rights to hire a third party to come in and explore the home or go through the home, look at the structural, look at the mechanical, look at all of the ins and outs that they might not have noticed. I don't recommend that for first-time buyers, but we can also do something when it comes to the inspection, say, hey, it's for informational purposes only. Meaning that we're not going to, whatever the results of the inspection are, we're not going to come back and try to renegotiate the price. So
and you would include that in an offer?
Yes. Inspection for informational purposes only. Second is the mortgage contingency. There's no possible way that we're asking any, especially first-time buyer or experienced buyer, to waive their mortgage contingency.
Makes sense.
There is no wiggle room when it comes to that. But the appraisal contingency, which is the third part, the third contingency that goes into every offer, there is some wiggle room. So let's just say that you have a lot of cash and you're a buyer and the properties are, let's just say you have an offer accepted at $850,000. The seller has multiple offers at $850,000. You go in as a buyer and you say, hey, you know what? I want to offer $860,000. And I'm willing to waive my appraisal contingency on anything that is above $850,000. What that means is that if the property doesn't appraise for $860,000, you as the buyer are going to come up with the extra $10,000 cash at closing to cover it. And the reason why a buyer would be okay with this is because they really want to get into this home and they don't plan on moving for the next 3 to 5 years. They know that the appreciation is going to catch up to it. So if you're overpaying by, let's just say $10,000, and in this case, that's like 1.5%, not even. So you're paying over asking price. It sounds like a really big number, $10,000 over asking, but in actuality, you're only paying an extra 1.25% above asking, and you plan on being there. Think about the trade-offs, right? If you're a renter and you're moving in and you're buying something, that extra $8,000 to $10,000 or that extra $10,000 that you're paying, you're going to get that back. And I say that because you're now able to write off a lot of your property taxes. You're able to write off a lot of your mortgage payment. I think specifically the interest part of it.
The interest rate.
So that money right there, your accountant can now go back and on your tax return can deduct part of those payments. So you're actually going to get part of that $10,000 back. Let's take it even a step further. Let's say you're commuting to work and you're taking a train or you're taking a bus or you drive, whatever it may be. If buying a home puts you closer to work, now you don't got to pay for tolls. You don't got to pay for gas. You don't got to pay for bridges. All of these other factors play into it. So you're like, you know what? I'll pay the extra $10K because I know I'm going to make it up somewhere else. And in worst case scenario, even if you don't make it up somewhere else, I know that my quality of life, my kids are going to now go to a great school. I know that I am owning something and I'm going to be here and I'm building appreciation and I'm building equity as opposed to paying somebody else's mortgage. So those are some of the things that I'd recommend for a buyer. But again, we have to go through each one specifically, and every buyer has their own needs and wants. And these are just some of the things that are available to them. So does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Just like always, guys, right?
Okay.
Thank you, Stephen.
You are very, very welcome. I'll let you sign us off for today.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you for being again with us today with another episode of Stephen Paternak and Vera Kovali with Q&A and KW Connect Studio in the Bronx. We'll see you on the next one.
Okay. Take care, everybody. See you guys tomorrow.